Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's dialed in from all around the world. To those of you enjoying a European Sunday afternoon, hello and welcome. To everyone else dialing in, maybe it's morning where you are, maybe it's somewhere. I'm feeling a little bit Sunday. I'm feeling our energy levels kind of just approaching that moment where we're relieved. We've made it. We've made it to the end of the hackathon. So congratulations to everyone. Thanks for joining us here. My name's Benjamin. I'm joined by Tristan and Judd for our hackathon closing and awards event. Gentlemen, and Tahisha over there with you, Judd. How's everyone going?
Good. A little bit sleepy, but not nearly as sleepy as I know some of our troopers who participated in this hackathon are.
Yeah, no kidding. How about you, Judd?
Yeah, pretty good. Excited.
Awesome. And you've got a semi-camera shy cat in front of you. Wants to be the center of attention, doesn't want to be the center of attention.
She's usually never shy, but she's a bit sleepy too. It's Sunday.
Playing an important role for us today as we close this out. So everyone, welcome. You might be dialing in and joining us through our YouTube live or our LinkedIn. You might be watching this recording. So however you're tuning in today, welcome. We are here to wrap up our hackathon event, but before we go any further, you've just heard from Judd and his gorgeous cat, and they are the two amazing beings behind Learn JavaScript. Well, specifically, Judd does the majority of the building, as I understand it. But Judd, just a huge thank you to you, mate, for being a part of our event over these last few days. We're such a big fan of Learn JavaScript. And what you do there. So to be able to partner with you for this event has been an absolute treat. So thanks for being an epic partner, mate.
Thank you.
And to everyone else, congratulations. You've made it to the Sunday. You've made it through the hackathon. It's been a roller coaster. It's been emotional. And I'm really grateful that you've all just stuck with us. You've been engaged. You've dived into some problem solving and some amazing building. And we're going to, of course, see some results in a moment, but I just wanted to call out a couple of other things that people have already shared with us as we're wrapping this hackathon. You've told us that you've loved the opportunity to find engagement over our Slack channel, opportunities to collaborate and meet new people. We know that some of you have connected with one another for the very first time. We know that some of you had your very first hackathon experience this week. So we're incredibly stoked that you did that with us and we were able to be a part of your first hackathon experience. Somebody else mentioned that they had space and time to innovate and create something new over the last few days. Not everyone maybe felt that there was a lot of extra time. And as Tristan mentioned, we know that a lot of you have been working very late hours and through the night to get to where we're going. So congratulations to all of you for making it to this time. And now I want to just pass on another thank you to our mentors, and I wanted to just throw it over. Actually, yeah, before we do that, let's look at what's actually happened over these last few days. We started with a kickoff event on Wednesday, and that event has been viewed well over 450 times. We had 99. In fact, I think we had one late registration today that might have cracked a 100 technically, but I'm not sure if that person managed to submit a project or not.
Very ambitious, Tristan? Somebody.
Yeah, someone joined the hackathon with a few hours to spare. So we hope they'll join us next time as well. We've had a total of 15 projects submitted. The first one came in yesterday morning. Someone was getting in there quite early, and the last project was submitted 2 minutes before the deadline. So if that was you submitting a project 2 minutes before the deadline, you have a fantastic career ahead in tech, because that's how we love to do things. Just get that right in there on the last minute.
Everything is done at the last minute.
Yeah, right, Tristan? Like, we know this really well. So I want to throw it to both of you. Tristan, I know you've got some comments over the week, but you've had an opportunity to mentor. Like, what's that experience been like for you, mate?
It's been fun. It's been very exciting to see so many people approach this challenge of building a goal-setting app in a short period of time completely differently, and also from a very different, a very different perspective than I would have approached it myself, which has been really interesting to see. I've been very happily surprised at how bold and brave our participants have been in this hackathon. People have been using frameworks that they're very unfamiliar with. People have been using frameworks and languages that they've never even used before. People are even going as far as to build functionality in their apps that you can usually get out of the box, but people are using this hackathon as an opportunity to build something completely from scratch. One example is, I won't name names, but one Troopler built their authentication completely from scratch rather than using a Ruby on Rails gem. So very bold, very brave move. It's something that I wouldn't have personally done, but I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to my development style. I kind of stick to what I know and stay in my lane. But it's been very, very cool to see all of the participants just being super brave and learning new stuff. Oh, I think you might be muted,
Judd,
Mr.
this
Benjamin.
is your first time joining us for a hackathon, mate. How was your experience over the last few days?
Yeah, I'm quite really happy with the quality of the products, and they are all very different, and it's really nice that it's not, you don't get the same project but with different colors. I also saw some of the projects used external APIs like the Vision API. We also had 1 or 2 mobile apps, which is also quite nice. And yeah, the creative one was quite tough to choose because like most of them are very creative. So good job, everyone.
Yeah, I would say that I know you've all had a really hard time building and you've worked really hard, but I think judging is one of the toughest things that this week puts in front of us. We've been having a really great time looking at these entries, and again, to echo what Judd said, absolutely blown away by the quality and the scope and the creativity, all in all. And a big thanks to Mer as well, who's unable to join us here today, but she was a big part of making sure that things were ticking along smoothly and keeping people engaged as well. So I want to give her a bit of a shout out. So thanks, Mer, for your participation over the last few days. But it's worth just recapping, what were we here to do? Tristan, you've asked this question. I want you to just talk to it a bit. What does a successful hackathon look like?
Yeah, well, I guess to take it back a step, we as Drupal and Learn JavaScript really wanted to put on this hackathon for these 2 reasons. Yeah, sure, prizes are great, but the main reason we wanted to put on this hackathon was to get people making stuff. Because, when you're working on side projects by yourself, with no deadline and no sort of extra incentives of, working as part of this community, it can be really tough to finish a project and actually put something new in your portfolio. So that's why we wanted to put this hackathon together. So, people could actually build something to, skill up, maybe learn something new, but also to actually finish something and add a new piece of, add a new project to their portfolio. And a lot of people have mentioned that there's so many more things that they want to do and add to their projects, which is totally fine. You're free to continue working on this thing that you've built for as long as you like after the hackathon. But now you're off to a great start.
And that's actually a comment that's just come in. I've thrown up on the screen. A lot of people have ideas of where they want to take these apps next. So that sentiment is shared by the people who are actually building as well, Tristan. So thanks for that shout out. I think that's Diego.
Thank you, Diego. Cool. So I guess to recap, this is what you've all worked on for the last several days. You've all been building a goal tracking app. As Ben mentioned, it was not an easy task at all to judge these these projects. There were a lot of really, really fantastic projects in the mix, but we've kind of had to draw the line. It wasn't easy. So now we're going to take you through the prizes.
The moments that you've all been waiting for. Just a recap of the prize categories. Firstly, the most creative flair, best overall, most gorgeous, and crowd favorite. So these categories are important to us to give some nods and some recognition in some different directions. But once again, I just want to say that when we gave this task and this challenge, we really encourage people to put a bit of their personality out there and to learn a lot. And it's just absolutely astounding to me how people have taken that challenge and absolutely run with it. But to dive straight into our very first award, firstly for Actually, before we do that, let's talk about our. Why don't we talk about our prizes? Let's talk about our prizes, Tristan. What are our lucky winners going home with today?
I don't know. I was going to be like some kind of game show host, but I'm a terrible actor. So the prizes for each of the 4 categories that we just covered, the winners or winner will get to choose between an Amazon Kindle or a Google Nest. And on top of that, you'll also receive a pro account on Learn JavaScript, so you can take Judd's course. I thought it's just noting that if a category does have more than one winner, everyone will receive a copy of Learn JavaScript that Judd has generously bumped up his his prizes that he's been contributing to this. But you're going to have to fight to the death for the Amazon Kindle or Google Nest. So,
are you saying a team might have won the prizes? That might be a
perhaps,
spoiler.
Perhaps. Foreshadowing.
Or are you just listing all the rules? I understand.
We just want to make sure we're mentioning any possibility. I believe, but I know.
Oh no! A dramatic pause from Mr. Benjamin.
We don't know what he believes in.
We don't. And when will we find out? Okay. Well, I guess with that in mind, let's announce the very first winner. Would you like to call this one out, Judd, seeing as though Ben is gone?
Yes. So the most gorgeous is the goal tracking by Nilofar or Nilofar. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. And
it's an epic cliffhanger. An epic cliffhanger. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, Benjamin.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm back with us now. Huge congrats to Nilofar on this one for our most gorgeous app. I also really love the functionality of this one, the categories, but when it comes to most gorgeous, it's a very simple and clean and bright, and it feels like a friendly design. I'm going to make a wild guess that some of these illustrations were sort of like picked up and, they were just very considerately put in, not too busy. And just a really lovely feeling app is how I would describe it. So really, really happy to award the most gorgeous app to Nilofar. So we'll be in touch with you, Nilofar, very, very soon. So congrats on that one.
The homepage was very zen.
Very zen.
Yeah. Very zen. Creative flair. This was a very tough one to judge. There were so many apps that really took the challenge and made the most of it. But this one, well, I guess the picture kind of gave it away. So for dramatic effect. But this one goes to Buzz Gold by Eric Gonzalez. Congratulations. And why we like this app is, Creative Flair, to give a little bit of context, was really how people put their own spin, sort of brought their own interests and hobbies to the project of making a goal-setting app. So if you haven't checked out Puzzgoal, it's literally an app that lets you track how your puzzle is going, because I know once you've started the puzzle, it can sit on the kitchen table for weeks before you get it done. And so this was just a really fun little way to sort of chip away. Every time you add a new piece, you get to see your pie chart get smaller or larger, depending on, glass half full, glass half empty kind of person you are. So this was a really fun app. So congrats, Eric. All right, can we get a drum roll?
And the best overall goes to 2 people. So this is why we talked about the team. The 30-day mini habit. I was absolutely blown away by the sign-up process, and I added the yoga habit. Not that I'm doing any yoga now, I should. And I got the email to remind me, and that was really cool. I said that I did it, and then the graph updated. So that's super cool. Congrats on such a nice app.
Yeah, this was a really great app. I particularly loved how simple it was to mark a daily habit as being complete, because I've used a lot of sort of goal tracking apps over my years, and it's always so annoying to have to open the app and click several buttons just to say, yes, I did this habit today. So sending you one link in an email that you can just click as yes, and then it marks, and then builds you a nice little dashboard, I thought was a really nice take on a habit tracker. So congratulations to the two winners.
Yeah, I also just blown away by this one from Steve and Doe, particularly around just the consideration of, okay, but what does a habit mean? You know, habit means 30 days. So just really looking at the problem itself of how hard it is to create habits and building a really considered app to support that is just awesome. So yeah, huge congrats to this one. Certainly blew us all away and well deserving of best overall, which brings us down to our last prize. And our last prize is a really important one. We always are excited about announcing and sharing the community favorite or the crowd favorite, because it's not up to us, it's up to everyone else. So Tristan, how did our community favorite vote? How was our, actually, honestly, at a moment in time, just before the votes were closed, we had a 4-way tie for the community favorite.
we were very nervous. But yeah, in the last couple of minutes before we closed the voting, or at least till we tallied the votes, a winner did emerge, and that winner was Super Goals from Alex and Benjamin. This was a very fun app. It's a very simple app to use. It's very well designed. It uses the I guess the Tinder UI mechanic of swiping. A goal is complete, so you kind of create a bunch of goals, and you have like a stack of goals, and you swipe them off as you've completed them. Very nice, very simple. Mobile first design, which is fun, and it clearly appealed to the hackathon participants. So it has been crowned our 4th winner.
Yeah, well done to Alex and Benjamin. That's just absolutely awesome. Getting a lot of love in the comments here as well. Viva La Wagon, says Lewis. Sylvia loving the swipe feature as well. So yeah, a lot of love from the community on this. And yeah, awesome to see people diving into the comments there.
Yeah.
So we are just incredibly beyond grateful for everyone who's participated or been a small part of this. For those of you who won those prizes, a huge congratulations. Of course, it's amazing for us. We're particularly, we feel very lucky that we get to recognize some of the work that you do. However, not everyone walks away from a prize. But to Tristan's earlier point, we're adding more to our portfolio. It's been a learning curve. It's been the opportunity to collaborate with somebody new and maybe even pick up some, certainly pick up some new skills. So I think everyone does deserve a huge congratulations just for participating and finding time in a busy week to be a part of an event like this. It means the world to us. It's something we want to continue to do all the time. So please keep the feedback coming. You've given us some great positive feedback. You've given us fantastic constructive feedback. So we're really excited to take that on board and improve these events in the future. So please come back to us with more suggestions. Go to Drupal.com if you're watching this recording. You don't know what we're about. Set up a portfolio yourself. Really what we're here for is to elevate and champion the work that you're doing by creating a place where it can be visual and exciting. So with that, we're going to be sort of wrapping up and saying goodbye. But before we do want to invite you all to a little networking event as well. So if you joined us live from our kickoff, we also went into the Wonder Network meeting room there as well. Head to that link tree that you're seeing on the screen right now, and you can click on the Wonder Room and you can jump in there, say hello to someone. It's a Sunday afternoon. So if you're bringing along a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, that's great. If you're going to be having a glass of wine or a cold beer in that room as well, that's also great. But we'd love to just see you all and have a quick chat again over there in Wonder. So for me, it's just a huge thank you and congratulations to everyone who's been a part of this. With that, I'll say goodbye. I'll hand it to Judd and then Tristan to close out our event. Judd, any final words from yourself?
No, just congrats on I mean, that's a yes. Congrats for everyone, because now you have an extra project on your portfolio, and yeah, if you've got some time, actually, why not recreate it from scratch? Because I've always had that in Hackathon, that you are so rushed, so you make things not really properly. But then if you redo it, you feel like you've advanced so much, you've got so much experience. So if you'd like, feel free to either redo it from scratch, not really necessary, or like someone else suggested in the chat, keep working on it and further develop it. So congrats, everyone.
Yeah, congrats again, everyone. Pat yourselves on the back. I think you've added a new piece of work to your portfolio, which is fantastic. You've spent a couple of days frantically coding, so you'll be very, very surprised at how much you've learned. So if you take Judd's advice and rework on this app or even rebuild this app, I think you're going to be very pleased with yourself at how much you've learned. You'll probably rebuild it in a third, maybe even a quarter of the time, seeing as though you've done it once now. So I think that just about does it. We're going to head over to the Wonder Room. I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine, and then we'll say hello. We'll see you there.
See you all there.